evening from Mumbai. This is Amit Kamath alongside Vinayakk Mohanarangan, who's joining me from Noida as we try and recap what was yet another hectic day at the Asian Games in Hangzhou. On day one of the games, we won 5 medals. Day two, we've won 6 more. So we have a tally of 11 medals right now, including 2 gold medals. There were no goals on day one. So, I mean, incredible performance from the Indian contingent. There were a few disappointments. There were obviously some great moments, including those two that I spoke about, the medals. Uh, Vinayak, what kind of stood out for you on day two?
Yeah, I think we'll have to start with the gold medals. The two, I think we spoke about this yesterday briefly. I think we are likely to open our gold medal tally on day two with shooting was a possibility. I was actually expecting more of an individual shooting medal than the team. Turned out we won the team gold medal with a world record. Superb showing from Rudransh Patil, Divyansh Panwar, and Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar. Quite surprising that, not maybe surprising, but Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar actually pipped Rudransh to the individual medal, winning bronze. And just like yesterday, what we were speaking about, the fourth place heartbreak, it was Mehuli Ghosh yesterday. Today it was Rudransh Patil, the former world champion. It was a very, very good contest. It came to a shoot-off between the two Indian shooters. And Aishwarya Pratap Singh Tomar, who's actually has won more medals at the international level in the 50-meter three position. Ended up winning a 10-meter air rifle bronze ahead of the world champion and the Olympic quota winner in Rudransh. There's a very fun story on these three by Mihir. You all should check it out on the website. Where while it was a team gold, it's not like in shooting they know what is going on in the team event. They are all shooting separately. They're not keeping track of what the team totals are. I mean, it's just a happenstance. It's almost like incidental, the team medal. In any other sport, you're all working towards the goal, as a team, right? I mean, in shooting, it's completely different. It's just like, you all shoot separately in qualifying, and the end, it's down to like the computer to decide who won the gold and who didn't. I mean, they don't even look at each other during qualification. So it was a very interesting story on how.
It's just probably some volunteer who walks up to you and says, "Hey, congratulations," and you are like, "For what? I just finished qualification."
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's in that story also. I think Shuma Shiru does that, and they're like, oh, okay, great, we won, and we won with the gold record. Wow, okay, we had no idea. And it was delight for Aishwarya, and Rudransh said, I'm okay, but I mean, I have to learn a lot from this. He called it a defeat, like finishing fourth is a defeat, and he had to learn a lot from it. So it was more of introspection for him. Divyansh was unfortunate because he was in the top 8 in the qualification, but he didn't qualify for the final because only 2 from a country can go into the final. So he missed out, and that he said he took a lot of time to come to terms with it. That despite being in the top 8, that he was not going to be shooting for a medal. It was a big disappointment for him. But the gold was sort of bittersweet. It kind of made up for that. Something is better than nothing. And obviously listening to the national anthem, standing on top of the podium, I'm pretty sure that felt pretty good for all 3 of them. 3 young guys. That was a very good gold medal. So yeah, I think that was a highlight. And I mean, cricket. I mean, I think we were favorites going in, but it turned out to be a very good match, like we were discussing yesterday. If we do have a full match, it's potentially a good contest. And Sri Lanka gave it a good go. But yeah, Harmanpreet Kaur and co won India's first cricket gold medal at the Asian Games at the first time.
And there's also the chance of the men's team kind of repeating what the women's team have done and win another gold medal themselves. But just to add to what you said about shooting, I think it's very interesting. For me, what stood out was the fact that Divyansh and Aishwarya were somebody who were part of that Tokyo contingent. And they are also somebody whose career has taken that early hit very early on in their career. I remember speaking to a couple of these rifle shooters who had come back from Tokyo, and they told me that there were days when they did not even want to get out of their bedrooms, let alone talk to their family. I mean, they were really dark days. Even I think when they came back, you remember after Tokyo, there was this whole thing that chief ministers wanted to felicitate the contingent. The prime minister was making meals, you feeding people churma and things like that. But for these shooters, it felt like a personal defeat. Even those felicitations felt like, something was rankling inside them, because for them it was like, everybody's felicitating them. We are like, we've just been invited because we were there. And people, when they look at us, they are, the question mark in their face tells us everything. Like, you guys were supposed to win medals. What the hell happened to you? So I think it's a great achievement. I mean, if you look at somebody like a Saurabh Chaudhary, uh, I mean, look at how badly the results have gone. Kind of. I mean, he's kind of struggling to come to that same level. So for Aishwarya, for Divyansh to still be at the top, finding their feet again, I think that was the biggest standout. I mean, the medals apart.
Yeah, very good point.
And
And Saurabh actually was in the World Cup squad, the
yeah,
Rio World
at
Cup
Rio.
squad that just took
Yeah,
place recently, because
yeah,
I mean the Asian Games contingent didn't go. It was nice to see him back in that
yeah,
international fold, sort of. I mean, I think he's slowly starting to, his name is
correct.
starting to appear in the trials and squads and
Yeah,
things like that. So I mean, the good thing is all these guys have time on their side. I mean,
yeah,
the
absolutely. Yeah,
lot of the Tokyo contingent was very young. There were a few elder statesmen in the squad, but I mean, a lot of it were youngsters, teenagers. And even today, the three gold medal winners are all young guys. So
yeah,
that's kind of they have time on their side. It's about how they recover, like you said. And there was another bronze in shooting as well. Before we move on to the other things,
yeah,
25-meter rapid fire. Um, I'm not sure if, I mean, it was a medal. Obviously, it's a medal, so you can't. But Anish was actually in a very good position at the end of first day with a very high score
yeah,
yesterday, and today he just completely. I mean, we don't see qualifications, so we don't know what happens, but he just completely collapsed from 292 to 268 today out
yeah,
of 300. It's just
yeah.
like a huge difference. He had a zero in his last series. Last shot was a zero because I think the time must have lapsed. Um, it is. I mean, if he had done like even 270, I mean 280,
Yeah.
you're looking at another medal. But Vijay Veer Sidhu managed to kind of get into the 290s today, and he was one of the finalists in the individual event. He finished fourth, another fourth place finish, becoming a team sort of. There was a fourth place finish in rowing too today. So
Yeah.
all like we probably keep a track of that as we go along. But the bronze came from the team event in 25-meter, which was a good one. I mean, you can't deny
Hmm.
that. But yeah, I think Anish would be a little disappointed without that.
Right. Moving on from disappointments, let's look at the rowing contingent. And I mean, obviously, they've won 5 medals, none of them gold, but what a revelation. I mean, I don't know whether we should call them a revelation, because they also had medals at Jakarta 2018. It's not as if rowers have won medals for the first time, but as I think we were talking yesterday, for these heartland sports like rowers, I mean, this is a rare time to shine, and when it comes to that shine, they do.
Yeah, yeah. I think you should talk a little bit about that story that we had from Shivani. I think one of the rowers who won a bronze today was, I think, in the hospital on Sunday.
Satnam, yeah. So basically, what happened
Yeah,
is, while he was rowing, I mean, I don't know if our listeners have watched the rowing event yesterday. They were competing in the double sculls event, and at some point they were in the medal chances. They were in the medal spots until the 1500 meters. It's a 2000 meter race, and in the last 500 meters, something just went wrong. Like, away from the camera screen, we suddenly saw 5 teams surging ahead, and the sixth team was the Indian duo, which was, they were third at one point or second at one point. So today we found out through Shivani's story that one of them, Satnam, had basically had to be hospitalized because he pulled a nerve in his neck, and he just froze. He couldn't row at some point. And what was happening in the rowing think tank of the Indian contingent was that they were thinking of replacing the two for today's event. Uh, and finally, they, did not do that. They continued with them in the quadruple sculls, and the quadruple sculls with these two who had endured heartbreak just one day back go on to win a medal today for India. And what a superb
this
quote
is a superb
Shivani
story.
has. Shivani has a quote from Parminder, which says, जान भी निकल जाए कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, मेडल आना चाहिए, बोर्ड से जिंदा तभी निकलेंगे अगर मेडल मिलेगा. I mean, what a quote. And
It's
just to set
it's
a,
that athlete junoon. It's that athlete
yeah,
junoon we talk
absolutely
about. No?
right.
You have to have that. You have to have that sort of craziness to be an elite athlete. You're not going to be normal in the head and be an
Yeah,
elite athlete. You have to have that. Yeah, that's lovely,
and
lovely story.
I mean, obviously for Parminder, he's one of those two who was part of that heartbreak yesterday and won the gold medal. And this is his quote. He's somebody who has a pedigree in rowing, because his father Inderpal Singh is somebody who's competed at Sydney 2000 Olympics. He's previously won a medal for India at the Asian Games as well. So a lot was expected of him. So obviously, for him to say कि अगर जान निकल जाए तो भी चलेगा, but medal आना चाहिए. I mean, it's something that's you learn from the father, and it just boils down in the blood, I guess.
Yeah, lovely. Good stuff. So rowing came to a close today. There's all rowing events are done, and
Absolutely. And
India finished with 5 medals.
hmm, I mean, I think over the last 2 days, we've had only two sports giving us the medals, except for cricket. The gold which came in cricket, all of them have come, like five of them have come in shooting, five of them have come in rowing. But for listeners, for people who are watching this video, we'd just like to clarify that that is because other sports like athletics, wrestling, weightlifting, they haven't even started yet. Hockey, football, or boxing, they are all still in the early stages yet. So once we reach a certain stage at the games, the medals will start rolling in much faster, which will make Vinayak and my job
Across
very
the board.
difficult, because
Yeah.
we'll be the ones live blogging it. And just a very, very shameless plug there. You should consider checking out our live blogs, which we run from 6 a.m. in the morning, day after day. So tomorrow, if you are tired of, just flitting through streams, trying to figure out where an Indian is competing, you should come to the blog and just find all of it on one spot.
Yeah, and just I think it's a nice place to look at tomorrow before we wrap up. One
Yep.
more thing, Pranati Nayak in gymnastics, I
Yeah.
think has qualified for the world final, so that's a good achievement. That's a favorite event. And just as an aside, Oksana Chusovitina, the 48-year-old
Legend.
Uzbekistan legend,
Yeah.
she is in the final. She won a gold medal in 2002 Busan Asian Games in the vault, and now she's in the final in 2023 in Hangzhou in the same event. It's just amazing. I mean, it's one thing to compete when you're old, and it's another thing to qualify from a field with
And
Chinese and
just to contrast that, we've been watching some skateboarding where there is no Indian presence, but there are 9-year-old kids competing there. So I mean,
wow.
there is like a 40 odd year.
Yeah, nearly 50.
I mean, yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, and there was also another medal assured for India today in wushu.
Yeah. Oh.
In Sanda 65 kg.
Mhm.
So that's Mihir's, that's Amit's area, and he'll have a lot more to speak about before the medal event on 27th. She is in the Sanda 65 kg Naorem. She is in the semifinals, assured medal. So it remains to be seen if she can go a little further than that. So that's today. The highlights in most of the events from today. There were some swimming results, but yeah, like we'll try and keep it short. The details are all in the blog. Tomorrow, another early morning, Amit, with a lot of shooting action. Manu Bakar in fray. Like you were saying, that's a nice point of view to look at tomorrow as well. The perspective to have in terms of where Manu Bakar is at the moment. For a 21-year-old, she's already gone through so much in her career, highs and lows. Such a decorated athlete.
It almost
go
seems
to
like
her.
It almost seems like her career has come full circle, right? Because she had a very acrimonious breakup with her coach, Jaspal Rana, and now she's training with him again. So that's another interesting aspect to look out for. How does he kind of help her career?
Yeah. So the 25-meter event is the only one that she is in. Pet event is actually 10-meter air pistol,
Yeah.
but she's not made it to the squad for that. So that's three different other athletes. So Isha Singh, Manu Bakar, and Rhythm Sangwan in action. Two medalists already in Hangzhou. Divyan Singh Panwar, the gold medalist from the team event, and Ramita, the individual bronze medalist and silver medalist from the team. They are in mixed team rifle event. Mixed team rifle is something that India tends to do well, Tokyo aside. We do have a good record in mixed team internationally, so that should be one to keep an eye out on. So yeah, it's a very busy shooting morning. There is action in hockey. I mean, hockey will try and just keep it on the side mirror for now. It gets serious towards the end. Yeah, and the schedule is already up on the website, so do take a look. Bhavani Devi is in fencing action, so that should be interesting. Equestrian action. Amit is looking forward eagerly to equestrian at 5:30 a.m. So yeah, it's another early day.
Yeah, and also there is India versus Pakistan in squash. I mean, it's not.
And volleyball.
And volleyball. So a great day of action in front of us. On that note, I think we can safely end this conversation. We hope you had a lot of fun listening to us. We'll be back again tomorrow, recapping day 3, just like we've done for the last 2 days. This is me and Vinayak signing off. Thank you so much.